will be one of your hosts today. My name is Luca, and I'm here with Matteo. And welcome to Keeping Up with the Canalmen. And this is our first episode, and we'll be covering all things pretty much Bourne High School, from athletics to activities, drama productions, and what's hot around the school. You can find out new and awesome things that you might not have known.
I'll kick us off with our fall recap for sports. First off, golf. What do you have to say about golf for this season? You were one of the teammates there.
You know, I think considering since I've joined the team, we hadn't missed playoffs in quite some time, and we missed it this year. So, I mean, it was a great season, but I think we had some unfinished business.
Do you think part of that was missing some players that were playing last year, or was it more of an overall team thing and not working together perfect?
Well, I definitely think we were definitely missing some seniors from last year. They played a big role, and they led us to the state finals, and this year was we had a lot of young kids, so I'd call it a rebuild.
Sounds pretty solid. What about next year? How will that shape out?
Well, next year we had our top three were all seniors this year, so hopefully
they have even more rebuilding.
Yeah, more rebuilding next year, but hopefully they can step it up and kind of fill our shoes.
Let's move on to girls soccer. Looks like they finished 7-9-1 for their regular season.
I did watch the boys soccer playoff game. They finished 6-11-2, and the playoff game just so happened to be the winning goal happened to be scored by one of my closest friends, and
that was a good game.
That was a very, very good moment to finish off his senior year.
Yeah, and that was a great game because they got to play here, and it was just an all-around good physical game. Everyone played too.
How about cross country? Do we know anything about cross country?
I know they have to run, and I'm not a fan of that. But I know they always do build up a strong team and always end up getting something done. They usually always work really good together, and they're usually pretty good. So I've never put that past them.
And we got football. They finished 7-4. I feel like they've definitely taken a step up, because I remember sophomore year, freshman, sophomore, 8th grade, even when I first started watching the football games, they weren't always the strongest group of players.
They were lucky to win 2 games a year.
And now, last year, they finished, I think, 7-4 again.
Yeah.
Same record. And this year, they did it again. Last year, they fell short in the first game of the playoffs. This year, they won it. And we got to go to the Sweet 16, which was pretty sick.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, to get to be able to play a Sweet 16 game close enough to where you can get a good amount of your school to drive. I think it was a 30-minute drive, not too far away, and they were there the whole game. They lost it a little bit at the end. It's kind of what happens when you play a really good team, but you can't really ask for a much different outcome when you have that ranking set up.
Yeah. How about our 4-time state champion volleyball team?
That is impressive, to say the least. Words don't even kind of cover that. For them to go to the state championship back to back, and each time they got there, I don't want to say it wasn't hard, but they were walking through teams most of the way. It pretty much shows how much talent they carry, and they work together well. Last year they might have fell under pressure a little bit and couldn't pull out the victory, but this year they definitely came back even more hungry for it, and they definitely got it done.
And I know at the volleyball game, you and I were both in the student section. How does a game look to you as a student in the student section rather than to them? Because to them it seemed they were hyped, but they were almost unfazed when they won.
I think us being in the student section almost builds a whole atmosphere around the game, because when you know that you have many people standing there backing you up, it just wants you to work harder because you don't want to let anyone down. And you know that they're there watching first eye. The school's small enough to where if they lost and no one was at the game, everyone would still know they lost. But it's different when you have people that you can look eye to eye in person that are watching you play. That makes you just want to take a step up and be a little bit bigger. And I think this year they definitely took a step up, and they shut down the thoughts and stayed out of their head about losing the game, because they easily could have lost that game if they got in their own head and didn't feel like they could win it. but they definitely came out of that and knew that they had to win and they wanted to win.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. Now, on to Thanksgiving football. See, myself personally, I wasn't there because it was
Seems
rainy
like they
cold.
always get horrible conditions. I've yet to be at one of those games, and it's perfect conditions on Thanksgiving.
But from what I've heard, our football team had success once again. We beat Wareham by a landslide, and I heard it wasn't too close, and there was some friendly but not so friendly banter going on between the two teams.
I think it's just impressive to play in that weather.
Yeah, definitely.
I like sticking inside to my sports. I mean, playing outside in football in that condition, like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Cold, wet, rain, mud.
Not for me.
Nope. That is impressive to be able to still compete in that weather.
Now on to winter sports. How do
Hot
we
topic
think?
right now.
Yeah, hot topic. Winter sports just started. Last week was tryout week, and luckily Matteo and I are on the hockey team, so we can talk deeply about that.
But I say we move on. I say we go to let's talk about basketball real quick, then we'll kind of shift our focus more to hockey. Boys basketball. I mean, we watched them throughout their whole journey last year, going almost every home game and a good amount of away games through their playoff run. How do we think they'll shape up this year? I mean, they're missing two of their major players, Leo and Dom, but they still have many players that will back them up and that can possibly fill those shoes.
You know, this is funny because I actually think they're going to be great because, like, if you look at their freshman class that they just got in, they have two kids who just, like, sprouted out of nowhere. They're, like, 6'2", 6'3", like that. And we go to a school with roughly 300 kids. You don't really get that. And height is everything in basketball pretty much. And I think, like, we still have our leaders. We have Nathan, Mikey, Quinn, and Emery. And I think they'll be able to, like, kind of ease the freshmen into, like,
they'll definitely be able
lineup.
to shape the team up. I mean, we do have a lot of great players from senior all the way down to what looks to be freshman class now too, where they're going to be able to build a team and do it in a season. I think they might have a little bit of a rough start, but I bet you they'll smooth those edges off and they'll be right back in the playoffs before we know it.
I mean, and you also have to remember, like, we're not the only team that's down. Like, every other team in Division 4 they lost some kids too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so it's just going to be who builds their team up the best at the end of the day.
Girls basketball, I know they went into the third round of playoffs, I believe.
Last year.
Last year I believe they lost in the third round to Tingsboro.
I think they have pretty much everyone coming back, right?
Yeah, I'm not too sure if they missed. Yeah, I believe that's all they missed, Elena.
Yeah, they have just basically everyone coming back, so they'll probably be pretty successful again.
They'll still have their starting five there ready to go. So I'm sure, if anything, they're just going to be building up more and more and just leave off where they left last year. Won't have too much more to work on with the team.
Yeah.
Just practice, and then we can kind of shift our focus over to hockey. Then I guess I think we're shaping up really well. We've had 3 scrimmages so far. We beat West East Bridgewater 6-0. We beat Middleborough 5-2.
Yeah.
And then we lost to Silver Lake 3-2. And I mean, it was insane to watch us do that because being on the team, especially, I know I wasn't really thinking that we were going to come out of the gate that hot. I mean, those were really good teams that we faced off against, and the scrimmage atmosphere is a little different because we're playing everyone on the bench that we have. If they are good, bad, doesn't matter. Everyone's going to be able to get time so we can kind of see what they can do in a game situation. And everyone really just showed up and had great performance.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. The scrimmage atmosphere is a little different, but I also feel like that really helps the younger kids because, like, as seniors, and, like, we only have 6 defensemen, and you and I are both 2 of those 6, so we know we're going to play.
Yep.
And where, like, you have these freshman forwards who have never been around the team, and they don't know, like, what we're like, what it's like being under coach. Like,
it's a whole different atmosphere playing in high school.
And we only had 2 practices, so it's not like they had time to, like, really get adjusted to
flow,
like
yeah.
the whole Bourne hockey way. And for them to come out and what did we have 2 freshman goals against West Bridgewater. We had a freshman goal against Middleborough. Like they're really stepping it up, and you can just tell like they're hungry. They want to play.
Yeah, and it's almost like as if they're not really even fazed by the whole like high school like atmosphere, because playing in a high school game definitely carries that whole atmosphere of people being there, coaches actually getting mad at the game, and it's a lot more physical. And for them to be able to come out and not kind of shy away is pretty impressive. I mean, I know my freshman year, I was definitely scared to get bumped into the boards. I mean,
Yeah.
but it seems like they're just kind of like playing hockey like they've been playing hockey. So it's kind of all we can ask for. Just keep working off that, and we can build more and more.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much all you can ask for with a younger guy. Like I know, like you said, as a freshman, I was scared. Like I was 14 going against like these 17, 18-year-olds who had full-grown beards and
Yeah,
like
it is.
they'd have bleached hair like us now. Like it's pretty much high school hockey. The atmosphere is something like you only get to experience 4 times in your life.
Definitely.
Like
It goes by quick, too.
and yeah, and everyone's representing their school. You got your school on your chest. It's just really like a meaningful thing.
Yeah, 100%.
And I feel like the freshmen, like, they want to be a part of it, which is exciting because we haven't had that in the past couple years. Like,
yeah, it's definitely.
we definitely need. We have our seniority and our like upperclassmen talent. But we need some underclassmen to step up, and it's really starting to show.
Definitely. And I think upperclassmen kind of, them stepping up is really going to help shape our team, because it allows for us as a team to just focus on one objective, and you know that everyone's going to be able to follow and be able to do that objective, because the last thing you want is you have half of your team doing the objective of like trying to get better, and the other half don't care, don't know what's even going on. But this team, it seems like everyone sees the eyes of what they want, and they're willing to get to that destination of like where we want to be. So I think it'll help shape us up.
And then also hockey, we have one more scrimmage, and then our home opener Saturday night. What is it at? 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
7 p.m. at Gallo. Be there. Wear your purple and white. Get loud. Just do whatever you can to support us.
Yeah, and we'll be showing up. I think this year, when it comes to student section wise, I think we really need to be there for everyone. I mean, it makes the whole game a whole different atmosphere, and I think we'll show up.
Yeah, and I mean, we know Gallo's hard because we have kids spread out all along the glass. But this year, we want to ask you guys to stay up in the student section so that because it's like, I know you guys want to be ice level, but it's actually louder up there because it echoes, and we can hear you.
It does.
So we'd like to suggest that you guys stay up there.
Yeah, and let's talk about drama real quick and just upcoming school events. I mean, we got a really big play. Mr. Burke has been working hard, to say the least, for this Shrek drama production, which is coming up quick. The tickets are all on sale right now online that you could buy and use students' codes so the students can get rewards. I know Mr. Silva, he's building an awesome set for this play. I think it's going to be one that you can't miss out on. I think you guys all should go. All buy tickets for it online, support your friends, and I think that'll be a really great show.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. And that show will be aired the December 12th through the 14th. So you have three days to go catch that. So please don't miss that. Go support our drama club. They always put on great shows, like whether it's festival, like Shrek, whatever they do in the spring.
They're always
like,
coming up with something.
They're always doing something, and it's always pretty entertaining to watch. So please be sure to go check them out.
Yeah, and then other not really too much school news going on this week. I mean, we got door decorations starting to go, so that's always something to take a peek at. I mean, it might spark your day up a little. I mean, that's really all we got, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that kind of wraps it up.
So
covered all sports.
That is Keeping Up with the Canalmen, Episode 1. We hope to see you guys next week.